Hey everyone, welcome back to Beyond Income, the channel where we cut through the noise and talk real money, real life, and the stuff that actually moves the needle on your bank account. If you're in the US or the UK and you drive a car, heat your home, or buy groceries, I need you to listen up for the next few minutes, because what I'm about to share is going to hit your wallet harder than you think. Imagine this. It's a random Tuesday in June 2026. You swing into the gas station after work, same as always. You fill up the tank, look at the receipt, and it's 15, maybe 20 bucks more than it was last month. Not because of some local tax hike, not because the oil companies suddenly got greedy overnight. No, it's because peace talks between the United States and Iran just completely collapsed in Islamabad over the weekend. Oil prices are climbing again, and every expert I've been tracking says this isn't going away in a hurry. That's exactly what just happened, and today we're breaking it all down, step by step, so you understand why your gas bill is about to feel the pain, how high it could actually go in 2026, and most importantly, what smart moves you can make right now to protect your budget and maybe even turn this into an opportunity. If you're new here, do me a favor and hit subscribe and the bell. We talk this kind of real-world finance every single week, the stuff that actually affects normal families like us. All right, let's start at the beginning, because you need the full picture to see why this matters to you personally. Back in late February 2026, things escalated fast between the US, Israel, and Iran. Strikes happened. Tensions boiled over, and Iran, which sits right on the Strait of Hormuz, basically turned the world's most important oil choke point into a problem zone. That narrow strip of water carries about 1/5 of all the oil the planet uses every single day, 20%. When shipping slows or stops, the whole global market feels it immediately. Oil prices shot up hard. Brent crude, the international benchmark, jumped from around $70 a barrel to over $110 at the peak. Here in the US, average regular gasoline climbed close to $4 a gallon in many places. In the UK, petrol and diesel prices at the pump followed the same painful path. Families started feeling it in their weekly budgets. Truckers passed the costs on to supermarkets. Everything from your morning coffee run to the price of bread started creeping higher because almost everything we buy has to be transported. Then, about a week ago, there was a glimmer of hope. A fragile 2-week ceasefire was announced. Markets breathed a huge sigh of relief. Oil prices dropped fast. Brent fell below $100 for the first time in weeks. Stocks rallied. Everyone thought, okay, maybe this nightmare is ending. Gas prices even started to ease a little at the pump. But here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. That relief was short-lived. Over the weekend, high-level talks in Pakistan, 21 straight hours of negotiations led by the US side with J.D. Vance involved, completely fell apart. Both sides walked away pointing fingers. No agreement on reopening the Strait of Hormuz fully, no deal on the bigger issues. And just like that, the market's fear came roaring back. As I'm recording this, Brent crude is trading around the mid to high 90s again and climbing. West Texas Intermediate is pushing the same direction. Analysts are already revising their 2026 forecasts upward. The U.S. Energy Information Administration just bumped their full-year Brent average to $96 a barrel because these disruptions aren't going to vanish overnight. Some are even talking $120 to $130 if things stay messy. Now, I know what you're thinking, but we produce a ton of oil in the US, and the UK imports from lots of places. Why does one waterway halfway around the world matter to me? Fair question. Let me make this crystal clear and super practical. Oil is a global commodity. When 20% of supply is at risk, every buyer on the planet competes for the remaining barrels. Refineries pay more. They pass it on to gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, and even the petrochemicals that go into plastics and packaging. Shipping companies raise freight rates because insurance costs skyrocket in risky waters. That extra cost shows up in your grocery bill, your Amazon deliveries, your plane tickets, everything.
For the average American driver who puts in about 12,000 miles a year, we're talking an extra $200 to $350 a year at the pump if prices stay elevated. In the UK, where you're already paying well over £1 per litre in many places, the hit could be even sharper depending on how much you drive. And don't forget home heating. While natural gas is its own market, prolonged high oil prices often push energy costs across the board higher because industries switch fuels or simply pay more overall. So what does 2026 actually look like for your gas bill? Let's be honest, but not alarmist. If the Strait of Hormuz stays even partially restricted, and right now shipping data shows it's still nowhere near normal flow, we could easily see U.S. national average gasoline holding between $3.80 and $4.20 a gallon for most of the year. In high-tax states or the UK, that means regular fill-ups costing 50 to 70 pounds or dollars more per month for many households. That's real money. That's the difference between comfortably covering your bills and having to cut back on eating out, family days out, or even putting money into your emergency fund. But here's where Beyond Income comes in. We don't just scare you with the problem, we give you the playbook. First, protect your monthly budget right now. Track every tank of gas for the next 30 days. Use a simple app or even a note on your phone. You'll start to see patterns. Then look at your driving habits. Can you combine trips? Carpool 2 days a week. Take the train or bus for the commute even once. Small changes add up fast. I've seen members in our community shave $50 to $100 a month off fuel just by being intentional. Second, think about your car choice for the longer term. If you're due for a new vehicle in the next 12 to 18 months, hybrids and efficient models are looking smarter than ever. The fuel savings over 3 or 4 years could easily cover the difference in sticker price, especially if oil stays volatile. Third, and this is the part a lot of finance channels skip, turn the situation into an opportunity on the investment side. Energy companies, oil service firms, and even certain ETFs that track the sector have already moved with these price swings. I'm not saying go all in on anything risky, but a small, diversified slice of your portfolio in energy can act as a natural hedge against higher fuel costs. When your gas bill goes up, those holdings often go up too. It's not about getting rich quick, it's about balance. We'll do a full deep dive episode soon on exactly which energy plays make sense for regular investors in 2026, so stay tuned. Fourth, inflation is the silent thief here. When transport costs rise, everything else follows with a lag. Build a little buffer in your budget now for higher grocery and goods prices later this year. Review your subscriptions, cut 1 or 2 you don't use, and redirect that money into a high-yield savings account that's actually earning while you wait this out. Look, I get it. Life already feels expensive. Between rents, mortgages, groceries, and everything else, another hit to the gas pump feels unfair. But understanding why it's happening gives you power. Knowledge like this is what separates people who just complain about prices from the ones who quietly get ahead despite them. The ceasefire talks failing isn't the end of the world, but it does mean we're in for a bumpy ride on energy costs through the rest of 2026. The good news? You don't have to be surprised by it. You can plan for it. You can budget smarter. You can even position yourself to benefit. If this video helped you see the bigger picture and gave you even one practical idea you're going to use, do me a huge favor. Smash that like button, drop a comment below, and tell me, how much has your weekly gas spend gone up already this year? Are you in the US or UK? What's one change you're making after watching this? Your stories help the whole community. And if you're not subscribed yet, come on, join the Beyond Income family. We cover the finance stories that actually matter to working people trying to build wealth in uncertain times. New videos every week, no fluff, just straight talk. Thanks for spending this time with me. Stay smart with your money, drive safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.